So this is the structure of pollen grain. It is otherwise known as microspore. Microspore mother cell divide meiosis division immediate product of the microspore. மைக்ரோஸ்போர்லேருந்து தான் போலன் கிரைன் அப்படிங்கிறது டெவலப் ஆகுது. ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் த ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் ஆஃப் போலன் கிரைன். போலன் கிரைன் கன்சிஸ்டிங் ஆஃப் டூ வால் லேயர். த அவுட்டர் மோஸ்ட் வால் லேயர் இஸ் நவுன் அஸ் எக்ஸைன். த இன்னர் மோஸ்ட் வால் லேயர் இஸ் நவுன் அஸ் இன்டைன். The microspore or pollen grain, the inside is filled with protoplasm. Protoplasm is classified into cytoplasm. The pollen grain contain the center nucleus. Intine. The outermost wall layer is known as intine. Intine is the innermost layer of the pollen grain. It is thin, uniform, and it is made up of pectin and hemicellulose and cellulose and gallose together with protein. The next outermost layer is known as exine. Exine is thick and it is made up of cellulose and sporopollenin and pollen kit. The exine is not uniform and is thin at a certain area. When this thin area are small and round, it is called gem 4, or when elongated, it is called furrows. It is associated with the germination of the pollen grain. The sporopollenin is generally absent in gem 4, and otherwise other region the sporopollenin is present. The surface of the exine is either smooth or sculptured in various pattern, rod like and crude and verti and punctuate etc. The sculpturing pattern is used in the plant identification and classification. This characteristic feature is used for the taxonomy. Shape of the pollen grain vary from species to species. It may be globose, round like structure, ellipsoid and fusiform and lobed, angular or crescent shaped. The size of the pollen vary from 10 micrometer in Myosotis to 200 micrometer in members of the family Cucurbitaceae and Nectaginaceae. It is one of the one more question. Sporopollenin. The wall material sporopollenin is contributed by both pollen cytoplasm and tapetum. It is derived from carotenoids. It is resistant to physical and biological decomposition. It helps to withstand high temperature and it is resistant to strong acid, alkali and enzyme action. Hence it is preserve the pollen for long period in fossil deposit, and it also protect pollen during its journey from anther to stigma. The next topic is known as pollen kit. It is one of the important 2 more question. Pollen kit is contributed by the tapetum and colored yellow or orange and is chiefly made up of carotenoid and flavonoid. It is a oily layer forming a thick viscous coating over pollen surface. It attract the insect and protect the damage from the UV radiation. Pollen kit is nothing but ஒரு செம்பருத்தி பூ எடுத்துக்கிட்டோம் அப்படின்னா அந்த செம்பருத்தி பூவில் அந்த ஆண்ட்ரோஷியமில் இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த போலன் கிரைனை கவர் பண்ணி ஒரு எல்லோயிஸில் கலர் லைக் ஸ்ட்ரக்சரில் இருக்கக்கூடிய ஸ்ட்ரக்சருக்கு நேம் என்ன அப்படின்னா போலன் கிட் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறோம். So let's now discuss about the development of male gametophyte. Microspore is the first generation of the male gametophyte. The microspore contain central nucleus. The nucleus is furtherly divided into 2 type of cell. The first cell is known as vegetative cell. The second cell is known as generative cell. The diagram D and vegetative cell. The vegetative cell are large and irregular nucleus bearing abundant food material. Second cell, generative cell. The generative cell is known as small in size, and most of the pollen grain at 2 celled stage it transfer from the anther to stigma. So microspore is furtherly developed into pollen grain. Pollen grain is a male gametes. Okay, let's now discuss about the female reproductive part, gynoecium. The gynoecium represents the female reproductive part of the flower. The word gynoecium represents one or more pistil of a flower. The word pistil refers to the ovary, style and stigma. A pistil is derived from a carpel. Okay, let's now discuss about the structure of ovule. It is otherwise known as megasporangium. The ovule consisting of different type of part. The central mass of parenchyma cell is called nucellus. The nucellus is covered by two integument, outer integument and inner integument. The integument leaving a small opening is known as micropyle. Okay, ovule is also called megasporangium and it is protected by one or two covering called integument. A mature ovule consisting of first part stalk and the second part is known as body. The stalk or the funiculus is also called funicle is present at the base and it attaches the ovule to the placenta. The point of attachment of the funicle to the body of the ovule is known as hilum. It represents the junction between the ovule and the funicle. If an inverted ovule, the funicle is attached to the body of the ovule forming a ridge is called raphe. The body of the ovule is made up of central mass of parenchymatous tissue is called nucellus, which has large reserve food material. The nucellus is enveloped by one or two productive covering is called integument. It is a productive layer. Integument encloses the nucellus completely except at the top where it is free and form a pore is called micropyle. The ovule with one or two integument is said to be unidecmic. Unidecmic means the ovule is covered by one integument, and bidecmic means the ovule is covered by two integument, அதாவது outer integument and inner integument. The basal region of the body of the ovule where the nucellus, the integument and the funicle meet or merge, the point is called chalaza. There is a large oval and sac-like structure in the nucellus. Towards the microphylla end is called embryo sac or female gametophyte. It developed from the functional megaspore formed within the nucellus. In some species, unidecmic teninucellate, the inner layer of the integument may become specialized to perform the nutritive function for the embryo sac. It is called endothelium. It is otherwise known as integumentary tapetum. Example, Asteraceae. It is one of the important 2 mark question. There are two type of ovule based on the position of the sporogenous tissue. If the sporogenous cell is hypodermal with a single layer of nucellar tissue around it, it is called teninucellate type. Second one, crasinucellate type. Normally, teninucellate ovule have very small in nucellus. Ovule with a subhypodermal sporogenous cell, it is called crasinucellate type. Let's now discuss about the types of ovule. Ovule is classified into different type. So further, ovule is classified into different type. So, in 6 type of ovule is present in our book. First type is known as orthotrophous, second type is known as anatrophous, third type is known as hemianatrophous, fourth type is known as campylotrophous, fifth type is known as ambitrophous, sixth type is known as sarcinotrophous. Orthotrophous ovule. Micropyle is distal end. Micropyle, chalaza, funicle lie on one straight vertical line. Example, Pipraceae and Polygonaceae. Anatrophous ovule. Ovule completely inverted and micropyle and funicle come to lie very close to each other. Example, dicot and monocot. Hemianatrophous ovule. Body of the ovule placed transversely